Somebody didn't have his water.
I didn't have my water. Now I have my water. Now I can start doing you want me to podcast dry? You want me to podcast bone dry?
Have you ever raw dogged a podcast?
Hey everyone, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Steven. This is 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, reviewing, playing podcast.
That's right. It is a podcast because we are in a pod. We are in the Orbital demo platform.
Yeah.
That spells pod. Yeah. So anyways...
That's why the back wall back there is full of space parts.
Right. We're in a spaceship. Did you see the spaceship at the intro?
Yeah.
We're inside that. That's what's going on.
It goes like this to maintain gravity, and that way my pen falls.
Well, actually, the gravity is an interesting story, Steve. The gravity, the artificial gravity we have in the pod, it comes from the momentum void formed by the fission furnace.
Then why are we spinning?
Just
for fun?
No, it's because our gyro is shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a bad ship. Like we don't have the ability to stop spinning.
Gotcha.
Like, if you the viewer at home on Earth were in space, you would realize how hard it is to stop something from spinning in space. Like staying still in space is nearly impossible. We just spin because that's just kind of the way it happens. So, anyways, I got a comment on the internet. On an older video last week, and it started a conversation on another part of the internet. So I got this comment on an old video, and the person, they had a lot of kind of rude and nasty things to say to me, which I asked for, rude and nasty comments.
Sure.
And what they asked, part of the long comment that included some, some insults that I'm not going to read because it doesn't matter for this conversation. They were talking about a guitar that I was covering, which is fairly affordable, like 250 bucks. And they said 250 isn't actually particularly budget for a guitar either these days. I mean, $89 is budget. Right, how much is a very good quality guitar? A Pacifica? So this person, like a lot of things that they were saying, like, were confusing to me. Like this person's coming from a very odd perspective, from my perspective anyways. But that got me thinking, like, what is budget? How can we pin down what budget is? So I went over to Threads and I asked, when it comes to guitar prices, what range do you consider budget? And I got a ton of comments.
So many comments.
113 comments. And the thing that shocked me about it is how many people considered budget to be way outside of what I personally would consider budget. There were people who were saying that anything under like $1,200 is budget, which shocked me that people on the internet would say that, because I exist in the portion of the internet where, like, why is any guitar over $300? Like there are people getting mad about that. But then I'm running into people on Threads who are like, oh yeah, budget ends at $1,200. And there was a lot of people like that who were like, oh yeah, I think around like $800 to $1,000 is the edge of budget. Like, what? What are we talking about here?
I've seen one person saying under $1,000, under 12. Yeah, there's the under 1,200.
And then there were plenty of people who were kind of living in the space that I live in as well, where I consider like the edge of budget to be somewhere near the mid hundreds. So like, I think the way that I said it to you really sums up my feelings. Cheaper than Squier is budget. Squier is affordable.
Which Squier?
Like the classic Vibe.
Because the classic Vibe is
$499,
$499.
But I feel like that sums it up pretty good. Like Squier is affordable, but it's not budget. Unless you're doing Affinity or something like that.
What do you think about this idea? One person poses that there's actually a level below budget. You have starter, and then you have budget.
That's called cheap.
Sure.
Where it's like. And the difference between budget and cheap is like budget allows the possibility for like, hey, you might get something you actually like. Like it's budget, but you might get something that you actually will use. Where cheap indicates there's a very low possibility that you're going to get something of actual value.
I don't know if that's fair. Like cheap. I mean, the criteria they have for starter is 100 to 300. But I feel like what you're saying, the only brand that I would qualify as cheap would be like Glary.
And that would be $89.
Yeah. No, for the person who's posting.
Yeah, the initial like person who inspired this all.
It seems like, yeah, they're only interested in Glary and Glary adjacent guitars that you can only get on Amazon.
Or like your Temu guitars and stuff like that, that who knows what'll show up when you order it.
But I would say cheap and starter are different. I would,
Oh, I wouldn't call a cheap guitar a starter guitar either.
Yeah, but
I would say a good starter guitar lands in the budget range.
But in this case, but then a starter guitar and a budget guitar either are overlapping or they're the same.
So like, let's think about the word budget. Let's get into the definition of is here. When I think of the word budget, I'm thinking like someone who's on a budget. And if you're on a budget, you still need something that is functional for you. You might be on a budget and you need a frying pan. It doesn't mean you're going to go out and buy something that doesn't function as a frying pan. You're still going to get a frying pan, but you need it to function still. Like there is a level below budget where functionality becomes more of a question mark. And when you're in the cheap territory, it's not that you have a budget that you're sticking to, it's that you're gambling. Cheap is for gambling. You're like, I can't believe that guitar is $75. I'm going to gamble on it. You disagree with me. If you disagree with me, then make your case.
I feel like, because you're going back to cheap, and I would agree that like when you're buying sight unseen some brand off of Amazon that's like $90, again, the example I keep coming back to is like a Glary. I've talk to people who say like, oh yeah, I got a Glary. It was actually really good. And of course, like the average Glary experience seems to be neutral at best. But I think that's different than starter versus budget. Unless we're saying they're the same.
I think people who say that, why do you keep bringing up starter?
Because that is the context that I started this with. You're the one who brought up cheap.
Oh, because you're looking at someone's comment.
Yeah, that's what I said.
All right, fine. Steve's looking at one person's comment on a thread that has 110 comments.
Ryan's looking at nobody's comment and just pulling shit out of his ass.
No, but I'm pulling off of the general concept of the discussion. And you want to focus on one comment?
I asked the question.
Well, I must roll back the tape.
I said, what do you think about this idea? One person poses that there's actually a level below budget. You have starter, and then you have budget.
That's called cheap. I'm not going to roll back the tape.
What do you think about the idea that there are starter guitars and that's a range that's cheaper than budget? And you started going off about $89 Glaries.
I totally missed the starter thing.
Oh man,
I totally missed the. Should we start over again?
I don't care.
No, we're not going to do it.
Yeah, there's cheap guitars.
Starter is a different concept.
Is it different than budget though?
It depends on what your budget is.
Well, here's my budget. Here's my budget guitar.
Okay.
This should be.
What is your definition of budget is what I want to know.
What my definition of budget is: get a good job, go to college, Murphy Lab. That's budget guitar.
Straight to budget starter guitar.
If you're Elon Musk.
Wait, you sound like someone paid off by Gibson, Steve. What model pickups do you want in that Murphy Lab?
I think most people think of budget. The way that I looked at it, and a couple people made this comment too, is the classic budget guitar was the Fender Standard series. And I think maybe that Fender has priced themselves out of being able to call the Standard series like the top of the budget range. Maybe that is more in a mid-tier now, but I would probably say like the top of budget is $500, which again puts it kind of in line with that Squier CV idea.
Right.
I would say that there is not really anything below budget. I don't think there's a category below budget. Certainly as you go down the dollar marks, it becomes a greater increased risk.
Sure. Yeah. There's a higher likelihood that you'll get a lemon the cheaper that you go.
Yeah.
Like that's just the reality.
And that's
of it.
every brand.
Yeah, of course.
Whether it's, you had, I think they still make them, but they call them something else now. The Epiphone, it was like the LP1 when you got it or something like that.
Yeah, the
Paul
the SL.
SL1.
The Epiphone SL.
Then I think they made it the
that
Les
was
Paul
cheap.
one.
That was a cheap guitar, not a budget guitar.
But that
definitely
was like,
not a student guitar.
That was like in this range, but there are people who said they got them and didn't have your experience. And we also had somebody send us one because it had a twisted neck.
Yeah.
Out of the box. So there's that whole range of things.
Let's establish some terms. So you're saying there's nothing below budget. Budget is the bottom.
Yes.
Okay. But a budget can be cheap in that it can be poor quality.
Yes.
But that's another subject. So then after budget, then there is what I would normally call mid-tier.
Mid-tier.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Like a mid-priced guitar.
Yeah.
And then above that, I'm going to call it factory high-end. Do you agree with that, or do you have a different terminology? Because then
I think it depends on how much you're stretching mid-tier, but I think I would disagree with that.
To me, mid-tier stretches like from, and there's some gray area here. There's some fuzzy area. Somewhere, sometimes starting at 500, sometimes starting at 800, sometimes ending at 1,000, sometimes ending at 1,500. It kind of depends on brands, and it kind of depends on features and functions and things like that. But somewhere in that range of $500 to $1,500 to me feels mid-tier. And then above that, then you're getting into factory high-end, whereas the MIAs or even MIJs, you're getting into even like Fender has made their Mexican lines really, really nice the past couple of years. I feel like that's kind of starting to flirt with that. It's in the gray area, I think.
Sure.
I think that you can't even buy them anymore. I checked on Sweetwater and the Fender Ventera 2 Road Warns. It was a limited run. And I can't even promote them anymore because the run was limited and now it's sold out, at least on Sweetwater.
Let me ask this clarifying question then. What is above factory high end?
Custom shop or small builder. Then you're getting into like, custom shop, Murphy Lab, you're getting into Cowers or Solis, things like that, Like where you can talk to the builder and there's very specific specs happening. Where a factory high end is like, oh, they made 10,000 of these.
How broad is your factory high end? You're saying it starts at 1,500.
Well, I know things get wonky once you start getting into Gibson because there's a lot of factory high end that bleeds into the $3,000 and $4,000 sort of thing, and even higher with Gibson. That line is blurry. It's not really about the price for that line. It's whether or not what you're getting is either super duper low run or pretty much one off. So that like high end custom shop, like small builder stuff, that's a different world than factory high end, because factory high end is like this is a production model. Like a lot of people have the same color and build as you.
Sure.
Where like that can factory high end can go pretty far up, but you're not getting the same thing that you are from, let's call it boutique custom shop.
This is, I'm thinking about this, and I realize that like you're using all terms that I think the general audience would accept.
Sure.
But going back to
you think the industry wouldn't accept it?
Well, the audience, the industry, the layman, whoever.
Sure.
The people who aren't us.
Right.
The people who might be hearing this.
Oh, people who aren't us?
Yeah.
I don't make content for those people.
Going back to a thing that we already fought about, which was the idea that cheap assigns a dollar amount, budget assigns a dollar amount, but student is just a descriptor.
Right.
Mid-tier feels like it
I feel like sometimes
describes a dollar amount.
Student could describe a really wide variety.
Sure.
Like there's people who have student model guitars that are nicer than what a professional would be using, because
which is why you probably can't call like say $2,000 to $3,000 a professional range.
I don't even see that's a completely different scale of descriptors: student, professional, amateur. We can that's like
but
that's it's not like it's sporting equipment.
But what I kind of want to argue is factory high end is saying something different than budget. It's not describing a dollar amount; it's describing a factory condition.
It's describing lines, like. You know, all these brands know what their budget or affordable lines are. They know what their high end lines are. Like they know what their mid tier lines are.
I think I would go maybe I would go two directions. One, I would not call 1,500 to probably 2,500. I wouldn't call that factory high end. I'd call it something else.
What would you call it? I didn't put a line in the sand at 2,500.
No, I know, you didn't put an upper line at all. It was just
right. Well, it turns into two different styles of manufacturing.
I don't know what I would call it. The reason I'm struggling with it is the idea of a Fender American professional guitar being a high-end guitar. I almost think high-end might, I guess,
it's factory high-end,
the factory part of it. I don't want to use a qualifier. Factory high-end, I guess, like it's high end for the mass produced, you know.
Technically the budget and the mid tier are factory as well, but there's no custom shop budget. There's no boutique budget for guitars. It can't be done. Because you have to make in numbers that don't make sense for a boutique operation.
What was the brand we were talking? We used to say Wong's amps were budget boutique. That's what I think how they were self-describing.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to think anyway, sorry, as a thought.
Those are amps, not guitars. It's
amps.
a whole other conversation.
I feel like that I want to call that level above mid-tier something else and then go like,
you want to call it like
maybe
domestic?
Maybe that's the acceptance.
But that doesn't work because there's a lot of like guitars not price point that are import
nowadays. Yeah. And I think maybe the part of where I'm struggling with this is that it's very brand dependent.
Of course.
You know,
it is. It really is. And it's not just brand dependent, but it's also like scene dependent and style dependent. Like if you talk about a jazz scene, then it's going to be completely different range versus a metal range versus a ska range.
The argument here is that effectively
there's so many different ways to categorize this stuff, which is why we're having a discussion for fun.
Fender doesn't make like proper Fender doesn't make a budget guitar. Do we agree on that?
How much are the Indonesian standards? Aren't they like
600? I think.
Are you sure about that?
No. I thought they were $599. I remember that being a big sticking point where it was like, well, if they were $499, they would be no one would complain about them, but somehow $599 is
$539 for a white one at Sweetwater right now. I'm seeing $566.
Are those on sale? Those
Guitar
sound like sale prices.
Down from $630.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that's
we're on Black Friday.
That is in mid tier.
We're on like the 5th week of Black Friday, right?
As far as we're concerned, that's mid tier. There's other people saying budget ends at $1,200, which sounds bonkers to me.
Which I would fully disagree.
If you made that point, we would be fighting right now. I think budget stops at $1,200. I'd be like, what are you smoking?
I almost want to argue that either. Like I said, my original argument was that the standard line is either the absolute top of budget or it's the absolute bottom of mid-tier.
Okay, here's a way to think about this that I think you'll grab onto and like.
Okay.
Budget means that if you're working a minimum wage job and you're living at home for free.
Okay.
It's kind of like in the same territory as buying a PlayStation. How much is a PlayStation right now?
$500, I think. So
it's kind of like it's in that neighborhood of like, this is video game money. This is, it's not like a fast and like, oh yeah, I'll spend $20 to go see a movie sort of expenditure. But it's like, you know what? I'm going to put my paycheck into buying a guitar. And by paycheck, I mean my last 3 paychecks of working at a fast food place or a grocery store or a gas station or whatever. It's a minimum wage budgeted experience or product.
Best Buy has them on sale right now. The 1 terabyte version.
Oh, but that's the sale price. That doesn't count,
so
Steve.
$550 is their comparable.
What
price.
is the normal price for a PlayStation?
It doesn't say. But I think it's maybe 500, 550.
You know, that maybe that is a good way to categorize this and to measure it. Like, what is the price of a current game system? How much is the Switch 2? Is it called the 2?
Hell if I know.
Well, you were just on Best Buy.
Yeah, but I didn't look it up.
Switch 2. How much is that?
Are they actually out? $500.
Okay, so let's.
$500 if you want Mario Kart. $450 if you don't.
Obviously, I want Mario Kart. Duh.
$630 if you want Mario Kart and Pokemon.
We'll do the Mario Kart pack for sure. I've never played a Pokemon. I feel like that's a comfortable line because that is a product that needs to be stabilized at a certain point so that the minimum wage workers can afford it. And then they're buying their games, their pedals, their amps, et cetera, et cetera. You know, like there's things that you add on as you go, like, so they just bleed you of your minimum wage check over the year. But it's still like, I feel like that's a comfortable place for the top end of designating budget.
Yeah.
Whatever is kind of the average of a video game system, which seems like it's landing about $550.
Yeah. What do you think about...
Which puts the Fender Standard in that gray spot.
Yeah. What do you think about the idea of, I guess this person does call them custom build, the idea of that top tier being called, it's gross though when I think about our friends, luxury brands.
I don't hate that.
But then I think the cheapest Cower would maybe be under that, but I could be wrong. I haven't priced one in a minute.
I don't know if I like luxury.
It just feels grease. Like it feels gross.
Let's not call it budget. Let's call it minimum wage. We'll call it minimum wage. We'll call it blue collar for mid tier.
Oh.
And then we'll call it white collar. C-suite, you know.
let's just call it
lean into the class divide.
By the
guitars.
You've got lower class, middle class, upper class, and then the billionaires.
What are we gonna do about the disappearing guitar middle class?
But I mean, for what it's worth,
there's a big guitar middle class.
Domestically, it feels like there's a disappearing guitar middle class.
Oh, for sure.
That was the other part that I wanted to think about is the idea of
domestically, it appears that there is a disappearing guitar middle class. We are podcasting tonight.
Is the idea that is that the idea that a factory high end would be defined by the brand itself. When you have Epiphones that cost more than American Fenders,
right?
Can the American Professional Classic, whatever this thing was, that was like $1,600.
Yeah.
Is it actually high end when there are Epiphones that are more expensive?
You can't compare against brands though, because that's not the way it works. So because different brands have different pricing structures.
You're just cutting the price. You're just using. I mean, I guess you kind of just have to use price point.
You just have to use price.
People think are affordable,
right? But there is some gray area in between these terms, and there's gray area based on people's personal budgets and things like that. Yeah. Like to me, a Squier is a budget guitar. Like I don't have to talk to my wife if I'm going to go buy a Squier.
So the classic vibe is a high-end Squier, but it is still a budget guitar.
It's still a budget guitar.
Okay.
It's in an affordable range, you know?
Yeah.
Where if I'm going to buy a mid-tier, depending on where it lands, I'm probably going to be like, hey, I've been thinking about buying this and kind of read the room. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not actually going to buy anything because I have too much stuff.
Yeah, you should sell something.
This is a hypothetical. You know, I don't want to use a wife scale because that's gross too.
Right.
It's a hard thing. I'd like to know what the brands out there how they consider this stuff, what terminology they use. I'm going to get my Fender contact on the phone.
Call them. Connect your phone.
They wouldn't like the terminology cheap. No,
of course not.
No manufacturer would like cheap.
I think most manufacturers want to refer to their I don't even think they would like the word budget. Budget feels constrained. I think affordable.
I think affordable is probably it.
Yeah.
Affordable,
mid-tier. Now somebody tries to argue that affordable is above budget. You have budget and then you have affordable.
What if it's entry, middle, and exit? You've got your entry tier, so you're just getting into it. But that doesn't even work either, because tons of people like us buy Squiers all the time.
Yeah, I just bought one.
Epiphones all the time. I got an Epiphone right over my shoulder here.
Yeah, you got that. You get that all the time.
Yeah, no, I have all sorts of like affordable budget. Sure. And I don't want to call them student model, because that doesn't make sense either. I'm not a student. I'm not learning anything.
I got that Roni not too long, a few months ago. And besides that, I don't think, I'm probably forgetting something. I don't think I've ever spent more than $600 on a guitar. So with the exception of that Roni.
So it used to be the most I'd ever spent on a guitar was $900 something for my Hallmark. Mm-hmm. That changed when I bought the Alameda.
Right.
Which was more than that. Obviously. But I'm in a totally different place now, where it's like, I'm going to turn demo money that I get paid to demo guitars that get given to me for free.
Now, the Alameda is effectively like a custom shop instrument, right?
It's not essentially.
Not effectively, it is.
It is a custom shop instrument for me. Like I photoshopped together the colors that I wanted for it, and I called out specific specs and things like that. But yeah, that I consider that to be a boutique high end.
Right.
It's not priced like a factory high end from Gibson.
Sure.
And it's kind of in that same territory as a factory high end from Fender.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But it is still a boutique high end.
I think just based on this conversation, I think once you get above 2,000, I want to say, everything just gets really gray.
Yeah.
Because every factory is pricing their things against each other. Like you just point out, like there are custom shops that are cheaper than Gibson. There's plenty of custom shops that are more expensive than Gibson.
Past $2,000, it just kind of costs what it costs. Yeah. Like the brands build different reputations with their customer base. There's different expectations for what a brand sells things for. It's like differences in brands of cars.
Would it make sense to say that in the current, so the old mid-tier 20 years ago, the Schecter mid-tier, like the Schecter, when Schecter was a much bigger brand, I think, than they are now.
Right.
I would say that budget probably capped at like 400, which is interestingly, budget hasn't moved a lot. I would say mid-tier was like $500 to $1,000, and that once you were above $1,000, you were in something else. And then once you were above 1,600 or so, you were in some kind of premium.
Because I'm such a Fender centered guitarist.
Sure.
I think I really do use them as a guide. So if you look at any year of Fender and the kind of the upper echelon of Squier bordered against the bottom tier of Mexican Fender, or whatever happens to be the cheapest Fender branded guitar, that feels like the line to me. Again, I'm going to have trouble conceptualizing outside of that. So if we go back to when Mexican Fenders were $400 new, then to me, that is when mid-tier starts at $4. That's just my perspective, and it's sloppy, I know, like, because there's a lot of other brands, but that's my point of reference.
Yeah. Why do they not have a standard?
And we've been saying on this show from the very beginning of this podcast that we use like Mexican strats as like our way of measuring the economy.
Yeah.
So
it's the McDonald's cheeseburger.
Right.
That's a bad example.
That's a bad example too, because Well, maybe it's not, because Fender's pushed their Mexican line to be much, much, much nicer, resulting in them being higher priced. McDonald's has just tried to charge more. Have they made their burgers better? I don't eat there. I doubt it.
I think their burgers are like in and out. Like you know what you're going there for, and you're getting it.
Well, yeah. But like McDonald's used to be like America's cafeteria.
Yeah, they still are.
You show up with $5 in your pocket and you're going home full.
Yeah,
but it's not that. I keep hearing that like it costs like $60 to feed a family at McDonald's.
Yeah, if you're a fucking idiot and you don't use the app, that's true.
Okay, or you got to use a computer now. I don't eat there. I don't.
People
like
don't buy cheeseburgers from there anymore either. They buy like a double quarter pounder and blah 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 and whatever. And
I always worry that like when I say I don't like McDonald's, people are gonna think that I'm being stuck up about fast food. It's just McDonald's. I like other fast food.
Yeah.
I just never like. There's something about the oil or the grease or something that it disagrees with my tum tum.
It's I was gonna say it's the drugs that they put in it that make you come back over and over again.
It's the drugs.
Your body rejects the drugs.
Guys, don't do free drugs. They'll make your tummy feel rumbly.
I don't know. I usually just buy like the cheapest whatever, like the cheapest combination of foods that I can find at McDonald's. It's extremely efficient calories.
Okay, of course you think about it that way.
That aren't like to me detestable, but I'm sure there are other people on here that think, getting 2 cheeseburgers and a large fry for $7 is detestable. But that's not on me. That's on y'all.
All right.
Work it out amongst
yourselves.
yourselves.
Okay, so from Steve's perspective, Fender and McDonald's.
I'm just saying there's like kind of this like
they plant a flag
everywhere.
They plant a flag. You
Amp Pro 2 right now at Guitar Center, it looks like it's on sale. It's normally about $1,800. They're for $1,650. Is the Amp Pro 2, is that the bottom of, I want to call it premium or factory high end? High end to me feels different than premium. I think I want to put premium under high end.
Is that their most affordable domestic?
No.
Because I would for Fender, I would just say anything domestic is factory high end. I don't remember what their most affordable domestic guitar line is right now.
It's the I think it's the Professional Classic, but you said they're sold out of those.
Well, that's Mexican. That's not technically domestic, even though the Corona factory and the Ensenada factory are strangely close to each other.
It's showing me a bunch of like.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Parts.
Someone in the audience.
American Performer, $1,200, $1,180.
Maybe that's where people are getting the budget ends at $1,200 thing, because that's where domestic.
But that's American.
I know.
Is anything not American? Because that's not how it was.
That might be their mentality, is that anything that isn't American is budget.
But that's a changed mentality.
I know, but it's also like not everyone in the comment section was saying that. A few people were. I'm just saying that's where it might be where they got the mentality. Like, well, I can't get an American guitar for under this, so that is where budget stops.
Ryan, this guitar is called American Professional Classic.
It's for professionals.
It's made in America.
For professionals.
For professionals, and it's classic.
When are they coming out with the Indonesian Amateur?
You're thinking of the Vintera. The Vintera is made in Mexico.
You were talking about the Jaguar.
Is that a Vintera?
That's
the Vintera.
That's the Vintera 2.
I was talking about that Jaguar you got.
That's over there on the wall. Yeah.
You got too many guitars,
dude.
Man.
I know. I know.
How am I supposed to keep all of the guitars that I own and all the guitars that you own straight?
I pulled that Epiphone.
Yeah.
There it is. Out of the case to show you guys that I had it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I knew you had it.
I functionally lost my last open hook in the pod. And so now I've got a guitar sitting on his back. So I got a
Ryan, have you noticed that it's a little cooler in the pod for the last hour? I think that Epiphone was helping insulate the bulkhead.
It might have been. Well, I'll shove the case back against the bulkhead.
Put some stuffing in it before you do that.
I thought you were going to bring up Christmas or something like that.
No,
like the seasons don't matter up here.
No, I was just pointing out that you pulled that out of the bulkhead, and now it does feel like maybe 1 or 2 degrees cooler than it was before.
It does get colder up here when we get into the shady side behind the planet.
Yeah.
But then that's like 15, 16 times a day. So
I don't know if we have anything else to say about this, but I also don't feel like we haven't
solved anything,
said anything about this. And we've been going for like 27 minutes.
I know.
Straight.
It can't be solved.
Things we've done: misheard each other, yelled at each other.
Oh yeah.
Come to no decisions.
Right. No agreements. Well, I think we have some agreements.
Yeah. We agree that budget ends at $500, or is it $600?
I feel like $550 might be where it is. $550. That's the end of budget.
Occasionally, the Fender Standard goes on sale, and now it's a budget guitar.
And there's people, I know there's going to be people out there who get so angry about this.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, no guitar should cost more than $200, blah, 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 this and this and that. I love my Firefly so much, as a tear rolls down their cheek. And it's like, that's great. That's great that you found a guitar that's in your budget, but we're talking about a wider, industry-wide sort of observation. It's not just about the one that you found that you love. I'm sorry. Are Epiphones budget?
Sometimes.
Sometimes Epiphones are budget. Sometimes Epiphones are factory high-end. There are factory high-end Epiphones out there, and that bothers some people.
I think the cheapest Epiphone right now is like $260.
Is it the SL or whatever they call it now?
Yeah, it's whatever that is. Which
$260
I know
for that.
I know I'm like retreading a little bit.
I hope they're better. Should I get one of those just to see if they're better all these years later?
The Epiphone Les Paul tributes are $400.
That ain't bad.
The custom Widows are $800.
Yeah, I know Epiphone's got a lot of stuff in the 800 and above range.
Les Paul Special 2 is $270. The Joe Bonamassa, which the Joe Bonamassa is a really good deal at $1,000. Like, that is a very well spec'd Les Paul.
Sure.
I will say whatever you want about the man.
Should I get one?
Say whatever you want about the man, but his Epiphones are like,
they're good.
Very well spec'd out.
Right.
SG Tribute 350.
I'm not going to argue against that until I play one.
So he's kind of now Joe Bonamassa is Epiphone in my brain somehow. They're just all over 800. And of course we have talked about in the past, once you start getting into the Epiphone signatures, which I haven't come across one yet, but they do get up.
Oh yeah.
There's a Master Belt Sheraton.
Well, they have some USA made Epiphones now too, that like they have them acoustic and a semi-hollow. And
things like those things are real freakish. I'm just thinking of like, of
the exception proves the rule.
There's an acoustic for 15. The Jerry Trantel, or the inspired by Gibson line is
the
where
Jimmy
it's like,
Trantel.
Yeah, the Jimmy Trantrell. The $1,300 Epiphone inspired by Gibson. That's where people start getting like weird about it. And that question,
because then it's like, why would you buy the Epiphone when you could sneak into a Gibson if you are watching the used market? You know,
but maybe you just want that shiny new thing. No fretwear.
Maybe you like Epiphone.
Yeah,
I've played a lot of Epiphones that I like.
Yeah, I think they've done a lot. I think once they changed the headstock, which is funny to say, but once they changed it to the Gibson style headstock, I was like, yeah, these aren't too bad. Which is why for years I always looked for like the late 80s, like Korean ones, Japan ones that had the proper headstock.
The tags on the edges.
Yeah, I could never jive with those.
It was always hard to look at. It never looked attractive.
Did not
to me anyways.
I guess this has humbuckers, so that's not like the SL. Maybe they don't have an SL equivalent anymore.
It might be over.
Adam Jones is $1,500. They got a lot of price points.
They do. It seems like Epiphone starts in the mid 400s and then goes up.
I think PRS SE, they have like one model that you would probably call budget, then everything else is actually mid tier.
Yeah.
Mid tier to affordable. Just mid tier.
Right. And like going back to like the professional versus student versus amateur thing, I think that's all BS.
Yeah.
Like I have like trying to like figure out what you're playing based on like how you make your living or like how good of a living you make. Like, that's not what it's all about.
Really, student versus amateur versus professional, whatever. Those are, I think of those actually going back to something you said earlier. That's actually more of a risk assessment.
Right.
If you're buying a guitar for a student, what you're actually saying to me is, I'm buying this instrument for somebody who is learning and has not learned enough to know if they will love it.
Or you're buying for someone who's going into like professional education. Like,
but presumably that, you know, if you're going to Berkeley to study guitar, you know better that you're not walking into Berkeley with a, I mean, you could be walking to Berkeley with a Squire.
I should open up
probably not
my own guitar school called Berkeley.
Yeah. Open them. You could open a music school with Davey and it could be called Berkeley.
Yeah. Our friend's last name is Lee. Yeah. Berkeley. I like, you guys want to buy the budget Berkeley guitar program? It's way cheaper. Spelled different too.
Yeah.
I'll have Davey be in charge of all the education side of it because I'm not organized enough.
You just have to make the logo.
I'll just be the statue in front of the school.
Oh my gosh. Right.
Our founder who didn't do anything.
As I've already said, we've basically done nothing with this topic.
Which is what we do every week.
Sometimes we make salient points, but I don't think
never
we did
solve anything for anyone. No one's helped by any of this.
Here's what I got to say, man.
Are you entertained? That's the bare minimum.
Here's what I'm going to say just to wrap this up. Whether you've got like $300 for a guitar or $30,000 for a guitar, you can find an instrument in your budget at reverb.com. Sponsor of this here podcast. Did you see that one coming?
Oh, I didn't. You got me.
One of my best ones, I think, ever.
Yeah, I thought you were going to wrap up the topic. Okay. Oh, so smooth. So smooth.
I don't have it. I don't have a link to it. Maybe I'll put a link down in the description, but let's be honest, I'm probably not going to. But they have their year-end wrap-ups lists out now.
Uh-huh. Throw stuff on the ground, Steve.
I need that. I'm ruining the sponsor spot because I don't have a pen. They have their year-end wrap-ups out right now, which is actually one of my favorite times of the year with Reverb. I love to read those lists. They actually emailed them to us.
He loves a graph.
They just emailed those to us. So I'm really looking forward to checking those out. Those are like, you know, the best-selling product that was made in 2025, or that was released in 2025, rather, because a lot of it is made beforehand. You know, they still make JC 120s in 2025, that's but true. They wouldn't make the cut. The best-selling product on Reverb overall, et cetera, et cetera. And I really like those lists, so I'll head over to reverb.com. I'll probably see some things that were made in 2025 that I forgot about, which is, I mean, let's be honest, the purpose of those lists is kind of to drive sales.
Sure, of course.
But it's also to see like, hey, and this is that too. It's like, oh, hey, this pedal that I have, like it sells, they sell a lot of those on reverb.com.
Maybe I should sell my pedal.
Maybe I should sell mine.
Yeah.
So
they seem to be in demand.
I don't know. Like I said, if you're looking to buy a guitar, if you got something to sell, head on over to reverb.com. If you just want to read some fun articles about gear trends, reverb.com
has been pretty good about the articles. Like, yeah, Reverb's more than
just
their
articles.
Yeah, there's buying and selling place. Like, they're also like a media and culture center for the guitar world.
Another thing you should probably do before the end of the year, because there might be some cool announcements, is head on over to chasebliss.com. Right now, the link in the description, it's not a link to chasebliss.com. It's a link to the Chase Bliss newsletter.
Shoot. Didn't I suggest that last week?
You did suggest that.
You did it, Steve.
And I did it.
So proud of you.
I did it. I put a link. I put a link to email sign up, and then I went to their website, and then the pop-up happened, and I was like, I knew it. I knew you couldn't do it. And then I closed the pop-up, and there was another link at the top that's a permanent link that said newsletter sign up. So I clicked on that, and it gave me the URL, and then I took that and I put it in the description, and now it's there. And now your job is to go down in the description and click that link and go to Chase Bliss, that Chase Bliss link, and get on that mailing list.
Steve did extra effort for you.
For you.
If you haven't signed up for the Chase Bliss mailing list yet, think about that. Yeah. Steve did extra things for you.
It's very disrespectful.
Go click the link. Even if you don't sign up, click the link at least once.
It makes me feel unappreciated when you don't click the link.
He'll feel it if you click the link.
I will.
It'll put a little smile in the corner of his mouth. And if enough people do it, maybe a full smile.
It's like
on both corners of his
that
mouth.
Grinchy thing. Like,
yeah.
I need those clicks. It's more like Tinkerbell. I need those clicks to keep me alive. This week's episode is also brought to you by Stringjoy. Stringjoy is the maker of strings that are long enough for your guitar.
That's right. And the orbiters are coated in human baby teeth. Did you know that?
That's true. And they sell them at stores all over the place. And if they don't sell them in your store and you want them to, you should go to your store and say, hey, why don't you stock Stringjoy strings? And maybe they'll get some. And I stole that ad from Joe Branton. Thanks.
And if they don't carry them and they're not going to help you out, like knock over something on their table.
Yeah.
As you head out the door.
That's right.
Like there's a little like a little statue or something, a little trinket. Like just knock it over.
Just like a cat would do.
Like don't flip them off or anything. Don't go all the way rude, but just like and then leave.
Ryan, this ad was sent by Nick Carter.
This is a fun one.
For the first time, we are listing a glide tone sliding pickup electric guitar. This is a retrofit of a Yamaha Pacifica body with a Yamaha EG112 neck. This retrofit serial number is Glide Tone Retrofit 2024-003. This is a very unique electric guitar with nearly unlimited tonal variations.
You're not going to read the whole thing, are you?
I'm only going to read like the first two paragraphs.
Okay.
Built by gigging guitars for gigging guitars. Built by gigging guitars for gigging guitars. You have to play a glide tone to really comprehend the tonal latitude that this instrument will give you. There are 2 single coil pickups that can slide to any position between the neck and bridge. The 4-position toggle selects between the classic wiring modes, neck single, neck bridge parallel, bridge single, and neck bridge series. It's got 2 single coil pickups and then a bunch of other details about the spacing and measurements and whatever, and intonation, adjusters, and I don't know. Let's look at these pictures.
Yeah. So this isn't a new concept. Like people have been fudging around with this sort of thing for decades. This guy has his own system. It is being sold by Glide Tone. It's not being sold by a third party as a used thing. Yeah. So this is one of their production retrofits of a guitar for this system. It's a sliding pickup system.
Yeah.
There's always been flaws that I notice when I run across these sorts of things. Like, that's not really ideal. The biggest thing to me that's not ideal with these systems is they're often ugly. And in this case, like, it's not as attractive as a standard guitar would be. Like you put this giant open swimming pool route in a pick guard so that you can slide the pickups around, and you have a gaping hole. And I think it would look better if it was all white inside, or if it was a black pick guard with all black behind. So like it kind of hid what was happening. I have seen variations on the theme where people have kind of like shutter windows that slide with the pickups.
Right.
But that always seems like you're inviting more problems to me, because now you're having things that might stick and get kind of like, fudged up on each other, like get bound,
get gummy.
Yeah, like or like you get rattling or something like that. Yeah. This looks like a solid system. I don't know everything about the inner workings of it, but it looks like a solid system to me. I'm into what's going on here. The guy has a video on the listing. I have the video in the box here for us, in the drive for us, and it just shows him doing it. Doesn't have the audio, but it looks like everything moves really smooth. If you get a chance to go watch the video, Steve, you can really, 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 really hear what this does for you.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's honestly like, this is probably the way that electric guitars should be, honestly. Like for how modular, like your run-of-the-mill electric guitar is, this should be a standard thing at some point.
Right.
Like there should be a model on the market that always has this.
There are a couple brands that are in the boutique guitar showcase at NAMM that do this.
Of course. Like I said, it's not new.
Baroneck being one of them. Yeah. The other one is that brand that their bodies are metal.
And you can just pick it up and move it.
You can just move them.
Yeah.
You want a submarine, you just push it all the way over to the low end.
I think the challenge with this concept is that someone, and in the case of Baroneck, and I forget the metal guitar too. Yeah. They're the ones that it looks like a big taco. They've taken a sheet of metal and they folded it to make a guitar body.
I can never remember their name.
Either can I, and I feel bad about it because they're so cool. But they've kind of accomplished it, but their guitars are pretty artsy. They're not. They're not standard. Right. When someone figures out how to do this and at the same time make a guitar that looks normal, that looks like there's not something aftermarket modified on it, that's when I think this will take off, because just this guy with 2 single coils, he's able to slide the pickups and find different nodes and things like that. Are you familiar with the concept of nodes from a string vibration?
Yes.
So like your pickup will sound different based on where the nodes are landing. And that can change with where you're playing on the neck and things like that. Right. And so some guitars sound better when you're playing high up on the fretboard on certain pickups, and some guitars sound better other places because the pickups are in a static position. So say you're recording and you're playing this part that is in a very specific part of the neck, and you're like, man, the nodes are just like the magic's not there. So then you wiggle your pickup 1/4 of an inch maybe, and you find the magic spot where you need the pickup to be under. And this sort of system would allow people to really experiment in that space and find like all those in-between sounds, find the places that would be really super powerful as far as output goes, or really super powerful as far as like EQ goes. And then also with the 2 singles, he's on this one that he's showing in the video, he's got this little array of switches down here, little push buttons that allow him to go into series, into parallel, and out of phase and stuff like that. Now you're sliding 2 singles that you can either make a traditional humbucker together, or you can put them out of phase with each other, and you are shifting in between different spots underneath the string, like playing with those nodes, like I keep mentioning. And exploring a much, much, much wider range of possible sounds that you could get from an electric guitar. I really, truly believe, like, if someone could standardize this and make it look cool enough,
right,
then it would be a superior electric guitar setup.
So basically what I'm hearing is you like this concept, but you don't think it's aesthetically there yet.
I think it's a bit ugly, and I think it's a bit hard to sell.
Yeah. What do you think, you know, aside from that whole concept aside, because it's obviously it's super versatile.
And I'm not saying that this guy's specific one is ugly. I'm saying they all are.
Yeah.
With the exception of Baronic, who they've turned it into a bit of an art piece. And that other company we can't remember that it's also an art piece. Like
even the old, you know, the Dan Armstrongs or the
well, Dan Armstrong did a decent job, I think, because there was like a trough that the pickup slid around in.
Right. Oh, I was thinking of the Dan Armstrong or the Gibson, those Gibson basses.
The Grabber,
kind of a very unique thing that is kind of a love and hate for a lot of people.
Right. Didn't the Grabber have what I was talking about, like the shutters on either side of the pickup?
Not that I remember, but I honestly haven't seen one in person in probably a decade.
Yeah.
What do you think about this bridge modification?
I was wondering if you were going to bring that up. So he's got locking tuners on here.
Yeah.
And he has, it's interesting to me because those saddles scream cheap to me.
Well, because they are Yamaha Pack 012.
But then he has replaced the intonation screws with thumb screws.
Yeah.
Somehow. So he's done like a mod on this to have thumb screw adjustability on the intonation of each saddle, which is a really interesting way to go. I wonder how hard that is, like to use your own finger tension to adjust intonation.
So there's that. And then the thought that I have is, and I don't know the answer to this. Maybe you know, is like you said, locking tuner. So that makes
he has a locking nut.
Locking nut.
He's got a Floyd Rose nut on this thing.
He's got a Floyd Rose nut
because it's a mismatched neck to body. So
on a Floyd Rose, the knurled screws are always referred to as the fine tuners. But that's moving a different piece up and down. It's not moving the saddle back and forth.
No, you wouldn't use this as fine tuners.
So once you have this guitar in tune and you lock the strings down, isn't the whole thing with a Floyd Rose that you get it in tune, like you get it pretty much in tune, and then when you lock the strings down, isn't it going to pull it out of tune?
A little bit.
And so I feel like this isn't going to compensate.
And also with a 6-screw strap trim like that, there is inherent instability.
Yeah.
And so if you're using that trim, you are going to need to tune it again. I have a feeling he's just left the Floyd Rose nut on there because it came with the neck. And this is a swapped neck situation. He probably doesn't have it tightened down all the way when he's using it.
That is possible because what I was going to say is when you move the saddle, you change
the intonation.
Tighten sorry, you will, tighten, I guess. You will increase or decrease the pitch of the string depending on what direction you move
Technically, you could tune the string with the saddle, but
you're also affecting the intonation because you're changing where the fulcrum is.
So I've got this roll of tape here. I'll use the yellow one. I have multiple rolls of tape. So say this is the saddle of a Floyd Rose bridge.
Okay.
So if you are
is the saddle of a Floyd Rose bridge. There, I said it.
Thank you. So if you're intonating it, you're sliding it forward and back, right?
Correct.
The way a Floyd Rose saddles works with the microtuners is like that. So it raises and lowers it, and that gives you some tuning ability.
Right. Right.
So it also technically in some measurable way, but not really, you don't have to worry about it. It does adjust the action.
So it doesn't move. It doesn't, because I thought maybe it moved up and down.
It's on a pivot.
Oh, okay.
So like you've got this screw. How many things do I need?
You probably know.
I've got an SM57 here. Oh, 58. I'm sorry. Oh man, no one's going to believe anything I say after that.
Oh, terrible.
So this is the screw coming out of the back of a Floyd Rose saddle, and it's held down by the fine tuner screw. And the fine tuner screw allows it to go up and down. And that is how you like fine tune each string after you lock the nut. Gotcha. Like it's a whole mechanical situation. But yeah, like I'd be shocked if you could use the locking nut on this with that bridge. I will say though, I really enjoy their Allen wrench storage situation on the back of the headstock. They have like a bar magnet that it just sticks to. And I think the bar magnet is just stuck to those tuners. I kind of want to steal that.
Excuse me, Ryan, I have one last thing to say about this.
By steal it, I mean steal the idea.
This is $1,200.
Yeah, no way.
So anyway, I want to thank the following people who support us over on Patreon. If you want to support us, check out the link down below. At the $3 level, we've got Matthew Elvis Brown. At the $5 level, we've got Tony Bufavong. And at $10, we've got Henry Moon. Thank you, each and every one of you. We've got 3 tiers over on our Patreon. Actually, we have more than 3 tiers, but we have 3 tiers over on our Patreon. And if you want to support us at the cheapest level of $3, that's awesome. We love that. And if you want to give a little bit more, check out the other tiers. That's great too. At the $3 level, you're going to get your name in the scroll at the end, and you're going to get episodes a little bit early, and the audio version of the episode a little bit early, I should say. And you'll get some song commentaries when Ryan makes them.
Well, I made 2 today.
Yes.
Yeah, you can throw them in there, Steve.
Get them up this weekend.
Quick revisit to this.
Yes.
You said $1,200, $1,250. If I was going to throw that kind of money at this sort of system, I would be sending a guitar that I prefer, or I would be requesting a guitar that I prefer, or I'd be seeing if I can buy the system and do the work myself.
Right. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's basically just a rail and pickup mounts.
Yeah. And it honestly, the system looks slick. Like the way he moves it looks really smooth.
Yeah.
And easy. So the system itself looks like a good version of this sort of concept. So let's move on to the next thing.
This next ad was sent by Ralph Pacheco. It's called Sketchy LP. This is a custom Les Paul for $350 in Encinitas, California.
That's local.
Epiphone Les Paul electric guitar with custom cell shaded
local to our
satin
home base
finish.
We're in space.
Fresh strings and fully set up. What is cell shaded? What does that mean?
It means that it's been made to look like it's in an animation. The cell refers to like an animation sheet.
No, okay.
Yeah,
so I didn't know if it was something like, because to me this is just like matted.
And
I guess they say satin finish.
And do you know what cell is short for?
Celluloid.
There you go.
That means you can light it on fire.
It's a sheet. The animations were made on sheets of celluloid.
And you know how I know celluloid burns very readily?
Because you watched Inglourious Basterds.
I watched Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah,
that's right.
I knew before because I know about guitar things.
I knew about it from guitar.
And I also knew about film things too. So
this looks really cool.
It does look really cool. Like this is a trend that's been going on for a while. A lot of people do it to like cars, like like street racers and like show cars and stuff like that.
I saw one of those cars recently.
Yeah,
that was a trip. And you know who actually needs this guitar?
Who?
Steve Cassidy.
Yeah.
to go with those glasses.
Go with those glasses. Did you know that I have a pair of those glasses?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I got some at Gear Street. Yeah, Lauren grabbed them.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. And they're actually the same glasses that he uses.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. So anyways.
Wait, are you saying his aren't prescription?
I'm not saying anything. You can come to your own conclusions. So what do they want for this? $350.
$350.
It is an Epiphone, right? It's got
an Epiphone.
Yeah.
LP1 or whatever.
Is a bolt-on neck Epiphone. It's got the old ears clipped headstock on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the art is cool. At $350, you're buying it because you want a guitar, but also because you like the art, and it'll fit something that you're doing. You know, I couldn't. Yeah. At that price, I don't think I would try to talk anyone out of it if they saw it and loved it. This
is where I'm at. This is $350. I'm not going out of my way to check this out. This is like if I saw this at a consignment or a Kobe's, whatever, swap meet for non San Diego folks. Swap meet or some kind of buy sell trade meetup, San Diego Music Exchange meetup, and this was there and it was $350. I would play it because it looks cool. I'd sit down and I'd kick the tires, but then I still don't think I could go above like $275 on one of these Les Pauls.
For me personally, I'm not going to buy it, but it's going to be inspiration bait, where if I ran into it in public, I'd sit down and check it out, and I'd be thinking about if I would try to do the same thing to something that I own.
That's a great point. If I saw this in public, I would just take pictures of it and then I would put it on Instagram and it would get like 50,000 views.
There you go.
And that's like $2.
That's $2. Now you can buy half of a Posca pen.
Yeah. I can buy the value for the $1.69 McDonald's French fry
There
deal.
you go. Now we're back in the McDonald's economy.
This is really cool, but I don't really have a lot else to say about it.
No, I like looking at it.
Yeah. Ryan, you got anything new?
No, we don't have time for that anyways.
Well, this time is all fake now.
Something new? Like, I don't know. Do you have anything new?
Premier Guitar Mystery Stocking video. Hopefully you guys have already
seen it. Keep an eye out for it.
I'll just say this. If you don't see it, it either means family things happened and I didn't get to finish editing, or I got so depressed during the editing that I quit.
I keep hearing about how depressing it is. And I keep saying, what have I been telling you for 12 years?
This is like the worst year I think I've felt it.
The only times I've done it is when Steve bought it for me.
Yeah.
I'm not a gambler. Steve's a gambler. And like, has there ever been a win for you?
No,
have you ever felt like it paid off?
When I post, that's actually why when I posted the picture on Instagram, I put the Kenny Rogers, the gambler.
Right.
Like the background music.
Seriously, you throw $40-50 at this every year?
I don't know if I've ever had a win.
12 years into doing this, and I don't know if you were doing it before the show.
I mean, technically,
you could have bought some cool stuff with that money.
Technically, last year I got a cleaning kit.
Instead, you've been getting strings and Esteban CDs and straps that you didn't want.
You know who the winner is?
And like option knobs.
You know who the winners
are?
For
12 years.
When I do this, Ryan.
Premier Guitar, because they got your money and got rid of their crap.
The Patreons are the winners
because
they get all my crap.
You give the crap away to them. Yeah. So you're independently funding swag for the Patreons. Thanks, Steve.
For like one or two Patreons a year.
I get why Premier Guitar does it, and there's a lot of people who just enjoy like a kind of a surprise and a gamble and stuff like that. Yeah. It's not me. I don't enjoy that sort of thing. I feel ripped off when I do that. I did do the Chase Bliss mystery box. Yeah. Last Christmas.
I did the Ren and Cuff one this year, but I felt like
when you get
a ton of those.
When you get a Chase Bliss pedal, you won no matter what. Yeah. Right?
That's the whole deal. That's the Ren and Cuff one.
Right.
You're
still getting a pedal.
You're probably 99% going to get a muff, but it's going to be one of the best muffs you can get.
Now, I don't know if I would have done it again this year.
Right.
But if I did it with the dollar frequency that you do the Premier Guitar mystery stocking, I would have multiple pedals.
That's true.
Instead of
every year you would get a Chase Bliss pedal.
Not every year, because I'm talking about the dollar frequency. I'm talking about like,
oh, I see.
So I would have to wait 5 or 6 years,
right,
in between to do it.
Yeah.
But I would have what, 2 or 3 pedals or something by now, instead of the memory
Right.
of being sad every
Instead
Christmas.
of, 8 sad videos on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
Like everyone tune in to watch Steve be depressed again for Christmas.
I think the first year I did it was 2017 or 2018. The issue is I don't know what years I opened them on the podcast.
Right.
But at least the earliest standalone video I think was 2018.
Right.
Which is still 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think there are enough of those videos that there may be 1 year in there where, and this is a thing about that. And I actually didn't talk about this in my video. I wrote it down. I'm going to say it here. In like 2017, whatever year that I missed, it's like because I overslept. Because it used to be a thing where
I'm going to say your sleep was more valuable.
I'm saying, well, it's like it's at 8 a.m. so I should be up.
It's Steve's fault for being lazy.
Yeah, but
he didn't waste another $40.
That was probably the year I was supposed to win.
Yeah, you would have gotten the cool guitar that time.
The point being, Michael Freer's won.
I know.
Philip Carter's won.
I know.
Just I haven't won.
You realize that we know like thousands of people on the internet.
Yeah.
So it's like just
who
because
have won.
Just because you know 2 people who have won, it doesn't mean that that's like a trend that shows that it's likely.
Ryan,
it's unlikely.
Ryan, my time is coming.
Yeah, but you could have bought something cool with that money by now.
But I would not have just sat on $40 a year for a decade.
Here's what I want you to do next Christmas, Steve.
Okay. Buy something cool for $40.
No, just buy some fucking Bitcoin.
That's like 0.0001.
I know, but it'll still go up or down the same percent. Buy a fragment of a Bitcoin, Steve. You'll have more fun throughout the year watching that. I have
$300 in Bitcoin that I stole from Chinese scammers.
There needs to be a documentary crew that follows Steve around, like all day, every day. Like the adventures that Steve gets up to.
Doesn't. I don't do that anymore because apparently a lot of those people are working those scams under duress.
Steve,
that's a thing I learned after I was doing them.
Someone lost fingers because of you. They lost money in the boss game by like, you lost money on one of these fools. Put your hand out.
Oh my gosh.
Damn it, Steve.
So what I was going to say is I suspect that the year that I didn't buy one,
sad.
The year that I can't figure out if I bought it, I either opened it on the podcast or I didn't get one because they used to sell out so fast.
Right.
This year is the first year we're on the day of the mystery, and maybe I just missed it previous years. It's the first year that I remember seeing advertisements
for the mystery stocking
on the day that it was selling.
Oh.
So like, it's not just I would get the emails.
So you think
and the
it's fallen out of favor? You think people aren't doing it?
I was seeing them still available for purchase at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Uh-oh.
And I know there have been years in the past where they sold out by in 15, 20 minutes. And then what happens is towards the end of the day, they start going on sale again because of people's credit cards getting rejected and stuff.
Sure.
Or people immediately, trying to cancel. But this looked like the first year where they were legitimately having trouble selling. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Premier Guitar, let me know if you're wrong.
Steve, I'm gonna put a bow on this.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pitch a big concept.
Okay.
Is it possible that your years of coverage of the Premier Sad Box has contributed to people saying, you know what, I'll skip it this time?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
You think that the collective experience of enough people experiencing the Sad Box over time could have led to that?
I think that's part of it. I mean, last year there was like a 70-page thread on the Gear page chronicling and stuff. I think there's something based on the Gear page, which they have lots of people submitting on this. There's something like between like a 30 and 40% box of sad rate. I think it's pretty high.
That is pretty high.
It might be higher. I don't know what they eventually get up to.
So does that mean that there's a mid-range where it's like, I feel all right about this?
Yes.
There
Technically last year when I got a cleaning kit, that is a win.
I know that
because that's a $40 cleaning kit by itself.
I know that technically any time that you get a dollar value amount that is above what you paid, but some of these things, it's like you never would have bought that.
Sure.
A successful box should make everyone happy. Like if it's a bunch of knickknacks that are all worth $5, I don't care if it's worth $40 in knickknacks. You should be taking that box that would be a sad box and pumping it up to be $80 of knickknacks.
I live streamed with Philip.
They should be making people happy.
Was it last week I talked about this with Philip, that Premier Guitar, this would be my challenge to them. And you know who did this actually? It was AMS did this a few years. I bought an AMS mystery box years ago, American Musical Supply.
And you love these things.
And in that box, I got a pair of AKG headphones that were like $30.
Yeah, that's
I don't remember how much the box was, but I think it was $40-$50. And I got a Boss DS1. Like that felt good.
Those are two things that you will use.
I still have that Boss DS1. My challenge to Premier Guitar, I don't know how the logistics of your mystery box work. I don't know any of this. So maybe this pitch is impossible. That's fine. You're probably never going to hear this anyway. Let's be honest. Is 1 year for the mystery stocking, maybe next year, if possible. Work with Nux, right? To get 1,000 overdrive pedals from Nux. Every mystery stocking minimum Nux overdrive or some kind of Nux. That's the cheapest pedal on Sweetwater. That's why I say Nux. Or like every mystery stocking has a Boss DS1 in it.
Or like a Behringer plastic pedal.
Fuck Behringer.
I'm going to make another pitch to Premier Guitar. If you're watching this,
stop doing the mystery stocking.
Retire the option knobs if you haven't already.
Oh,
everyone has enough option knobs. These things.
Thumb fins.
Get in touch with Thumb Fin. These things are cool.
I think
for all the bases.
I think Premier Guitar just works with whoever sends it.
I know. Hey, Thumb Fin. You have too many of these things? Send a crate over to Premier Guitar. They'll give them away for a decade.
Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to publish it. I'm probably going to publish it because I think I need the comment section to
sure
berate.
All right, let's move on and wrap this up.
I said not nice things about option knob.
I think option knobs are fine. I think everyone's just tired of getting them.
Yeah, I think that's why I was kind of angry about it. This
Steve is going to have to censor himself.
By Joey Scar. This is an SKR Cellotar Blues Jazz Flat Top Guitar Fender logo tuner.
Man.
This is $200.
This is going to end up being the clip that RJ grabs, and it's going to blow up bigger than anything. Finally, a guitar that shows you where the tone is stored.
Dude, I was also thinking of Spinal Tap. Is it Spinal Tap I'm thinking of? No,
I don't know.
It's AC/DC.
Right.
Big Balls?
Big Balls, yeah.
Who is that?
This guitar hangs between your legs like a gigantic scrote. Are you kidding me? And I don't think is even intentional. I think they had some functional ideas.
It is AC/DC. Good grief.
Right. Big Balls is Spinal Tap. Big Balls is AC/DC. I don't know.
Feels like Spinal Tap.
I didn't know where you were going with the Spinal Tap thing, honestly. Then when you said AC/DC, I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Everyone's gonna be like, how dare you not know that AC/DC song? This is a trip.
And this guy has a bunch of other wild design guitars.
Oh, really?
But this is the wildest for sure. Did you notice a little handle on the side of it?
Yeah.
Do you know what that's for? It's for the leg
rest. Leg rest. That's
this guitar
awesome.
Doesn't the guitar part of it doesn't rest on your legs when you're sitting down.
Yeah.
That little handle that sticks out of the scrote rests on your leg to hold the guitar up like in classical position, basically.
Today, the Fender style approved neck alone would cost more than I'm selling this whole guitar for.
That's true.
I'm cleaning out the shop for my house payoff sale. This is an old one. The very first sit-downer model. I built this about 20 years ago, back in my sit-downer days.
$200 is what he wants.
I was real gone on classical style back in those days, and I was not completely into sit-down. And I was completely into sit-down playing, still am. This is a very comfortable, nice playing guitar, believe it or not. The acoustic tone is nice, but the acoustic volume is just okay. Very complex acoustic tone. It reminds of an old Epiphone arch top, kind of.
All right.
Electrically speaking, I'd say it's jazz blues.
Well, yeah, it's
a lot of words.
It's a humbucker in the neck with an acoustic bridge. So
y'all can click the Imager link and read all the words. This quote Fender guitar, the Fender neck is glued on, so you're kind of stuck there. This does have the vintage style Fender tuners, but no Fender name on the headstock. So,
right, it don't matter. But they are Fender branded tuners. It looks like a Telecaster neck that came off of a 70s style model. Yeah. I wonder acoustically what it does sound like. Does it sound like kind of, I bet it is quiet, but I wonder if it's like cavernous. Because it's so much.
Those
like
holes are so
resonating area.
But those holes are so far away from where the primary resonance is coming from.
But they're not that's not the active soundboard anymore. The soundboard is the couple inches of board surrounding the bridge.
Yeah.
And also you have a pickup interrupting the whole situation. Also, the thing is not built like a proper acoustic guitar in a lot of ways. So like you get into physical things with if things are too thick or not glued right and stuff like that. I have a feeling that even if this was made in a traditional acoustic guitar shape, it would still be a unique experience.
I like the herringbone details.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's really nice.
Well, the other guitars this guy made were all about like fine details and kind of like binding and decorative things and stuff like that. This is the one where it's like he was going for something functional, I guess.
Yeah, the inside of this says it's a Cellatar number 1. I would like to see like Cellatar number 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I can see why this is number 1. This kind of goes back to that swap meet thing. I'm not going out of my way to check this out, not even at $200. But it would be kind of cool to just come across one of these in a store and check it out, play it.
Would a store buy this? Would a store take this as a trade?
Maybe some kind of, like a place that I could see this would be like Moonlight.
Like, I don't know if a pawn shop would take this.
No, I don't think a pawn shop would take this.
Moonlight would take this, but it would be like it was given to them for free and then they screwed it to the ceiling.
Right.
And it's just like an oddity that lives there.
I'm just thinking it would be like consignment or something.
Right,
like
right.
They did consignment.
I like that he went to the trouble of giving it a sunburst finish.
Yeah.
I want to know what the thinking was on the sound holes. They're like comic book bubble shaped.
Because that's how you speak your tone.
I guess so. But I'm wondering, like, is there a unique distant resonance to this with how much empty space there is for the air to move around inside this, or is it just like a detriment? I'm struggling to see the reason for it.
Well, it talks about there being other parts in here, like it's like very well thought out. Okay, it does say the neck is an all parts neck.
Okay.
And it does talk about things being very more thought out. Like there's a deflector scoop on the inside, like this,
of course there
the
is.
way like a gypsy jazz guitar would have.
Yeah.
Things like that. So
well, gotta have the deflector scoop.
Yeah.
That'll make it sound really good. The rest of it, who knows?
Ryan.
It looks like something that you would see in like a Renaissance painting.
Yeah.
And be like, what is that? Oh, it's just a weird lute. It's got a weird lute thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone made this without there being a standardized version of what they were trying to do.
Ryan, we need to give away $25.
It was that Sketchy LP, and it was the Glide Tone.
Oh, man, I hate all 3 of these. You did it. This might be the first time you've picked 3 ads that I hate.
You just don't like any of them.
Like in 12 years or whatever of this, I don't remember the last time where I was just like, if I have to pick one, it's Sketchy LP.
Really?
That's the one that I think I enjoyed actually looking at.
I am going to go, I'm going to go Glide Tone. I like the concept. I'd like to see someone someday secure a design, release a design that will grab everyone's attention and be like, you know what? I need to have that. I need to have at least one guitar that has that. So I'll give it a spin this time.
You spin it.
It's barely contacting the clicker. This one's going to spin for a while.
All right, I'm going to take a nap.
Here we go. We're about to find out who won it. Is it going to be Nick Carter or Ralph Pacheco? Oh, congratulations, Nick. That's the winning sound.
All right. This song was sent by Jessica Elsener. Says, hi there, Ryan. I've watched your channel for a while, but recently became a member on YouTube and have been spending time in your Discord. I really enjoy your attitude. You are, as the kids say, such a great hang and pleasant to watch. Your positive approach and humor and great sense of humor are all really sincere, and I appreciate what you put out there via threads and the discussions you have with fans, Steve, and others. You make a positive difference in the gear community. I've actually had some long conversations with Jessica over on the Discord, and Jessica's a fantastic newer member of our community.
Hasn't she been in premieres and stuff too? Yeah, I've seen her.
Anyways, I thought I would send a song. This is a cover of a Neil Young song called Mr. Soul, but I call my version Mrs. Soul.
All right.
And then she sent some links, including a link on the Bandcamp for the single, as well as a bunch of other music that she's made. But I'm going to just play this. Oh, sorry. On both, I'm doing all the instruments, guitar, bass, drum programming, percussion, clapping, robot vocals, demented samples of scary people, mixing, production, and my best attempts to master. Thanks again for being so consistently great. Also, so you know, Steve does a tremendous job moderating the Discord.
I believe it. I don't have to be there, so you must be doing a great job.
He's super engaging, nice, and really makes everyone feel welcome. Let's play this song, Mrs. Soul. They need to put this over the bully Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Compilation.
There you go.
I really like that.
Yeah, that was fun. Thanks for sending that.
Thanks, Jessica.
Yep. All right. Bye, everybody.
Stay grounded.